I'm glad I sort of fixed my hair. I tried. Yeah. I didn't put a huge effort into it, but I tried.
We both tried. It's Venus Day.
We tried.
Welcome back to our channel. We are two dope crones and a billion other names as we have lived a lifetime of transformation, which is what we want to talk about. Pluto's about to go through, well, it just entered Aquarius for starters. It's in the 0th degree of Aquarius. We have an Aquarius new moon coming up on the 9th, and that signifies the beginning of the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the wood dragon, also a symbol of transformation. But wood is the very first element, and it signifies new growth. So it's a softer transformation. We have Mars going in a conjunction with Pluto on the 14th, Mercury on the 17th, Venus on the 22nd. And then at the end of the month, on the 28th, is a double cazimi with Mercury and Saturn.
The 20th,
and that's a lot.
To the 22nd?
Basically, this entire month.
It's in there, right?
It's Venus's conjunction is the 22nd.
Yeah, okay, I remembered that
and
one.
Then Mercury and Saturn cazimi on the 28th.
Yeah.
All I want to say about cazimis right now is that when you think of the sun and cazimis, cazimi means in the heart of the sun. Think about purification. This is the purification of energies that are in cazimi. And I honestly haven't given Mercury-Saturn much thought, but it seems just like a purification of our conversations, how we talk about things, and even all of the definitions and limitations we've placed on things with Saturn. I don't know. Again, I haven't given that one much thought, but power-packed month. I just want to first emphasize that this is meant to be gentler. They're personal planets. It's going to hit everyone individually and very differently for everyone. And Rhonda and I we started this channel with the notion that we could help people because we have been through this over and over again. Our lives have been razed to the ground over and over again. We know what it's like to follow bunny trails, to go off and get lost in illusion, to build based on illusion
and fear
over years and years and years,
and fear,
and have it all taken away.
Yeah.
So anyone that's going through that, even later in life, it is never too late to start over. That is what the element of wood really represents. Any bit of nature can start regrowing again if it's just given a little TLC. So with that, Rhonda, how are you?
Well, does it feel that gentle to me?
It has not felt gentle at all yet. I'm basically stating it to the universe and to everyone right this moment that it's gonna get gentler. Yeah. And we have to shift our perspective and tell ourselves and remind ourselves that this is a shift towards gentler transformations. We are in the 6 of Swords now, which is literally getting to calmer waters. Yeah. You're in the boat. You're safe. Just don't look back.
Yeah.
Don't turn into a pillar of salt.
That's the big thing, I think. I've been thinking a lot about those stories because several cultures have stories about not looking back or turning into a pillar of salt or flames or whatever. And I think that when there are energies like this and they're so powerful, if you've had a challenging life.
We were just discussing her chart.
Yeah.
Her chart has it all.
People used to look at my chart when I was younger, and it would get really quiet in the room, and then I would consistently hear, well, you came here to learn a lot. So, and my Western diagnosis is severe bipolar 1. I have hallucinations and all that, and rapid cycling, so it's all the time. It isn't just once in a while or every few years. And with PTSD, that's rocking the house difficult. So what I'm here to talk about more is self-care when you're going through the things that Allison's telling you about. Because I have become I'm 69 now, and pretty much an expert of how to start over from the ground up. I just went through a thing for 5 months. It started with the full moon
We
in
both
August.
launched into, like, we both have that same, we share the bipolar 1 diagnosis. I don't have complex PTSD or even a traumatic history, really, aside from, being alive.
Thank God.
At this time.
Well, that's
and in the United States, anywhere it could be traumatic. I'm not trying to. Anyway, it's also, I think, an important thing to. It is Aquarius. I'm trying to think of. I think a lot of the times when we're struggling, we want to reach out to other people and use them as distractions. We just got that siren card before, and it was talking about using distractions to not actually sit in and heal, to sit in with our own stuff.
Yeah.
So deliberately throughout both of our episodes, these months and months long episodes that we both had concurrently, we didn't really speak the whole time.
To each other or to anybody else.
We both just intuitively knew it was not the time to
zip the lips.
It was sheer processing, expressing art and documenting. She discovered that she could draw. Okay, creative talents, they really come out at this time when you just find some privacy and allow yourself to process all the negativity, your past hard emotions. Find a place that you can scream if you have to. If you ever feel like you have to scream, and you're never in a place where you can,
or do it on paper.
Find the place that you can.
She gave me a journal for my birthday, which was in December. You
can see the screams in this.
And yes, you will. That's what I was going to show them. And I was trained classically in all of the arts. I was trained heavily in writing poetry. I read a lot of Shakespeare when I was growing up. When I was 10, I got the complete works of Shakespeare instead of a doll.
Lots of Sagittarius.
And I heard a lot of opera. It was that kind of background. And I sold paintings until I stopped painting, which was after I left high school. But I went into art contests, and I was an extremely accurate drawer. I could look at anything and draw it exactly like it looked. And I never won anything. And my grandmother would always go, "Well, I don't believe you did it." And I know that was probably part of it. But what I've realized now is the other part was there was no emotion. There was no emotion. Because I started playing the piano when I was 2, and I improvised. I loved playing my own stuff, and I improvised until I was like 6th grade. And when I started taking, I had taken a lesson here or there, so it was always in the number 1 book, the John Thompson book. You learn the C scale, maybe the D scale or whatever, So I hadn't had a lot of real instruction. And I got this teacher who wrote her own operettas. She was quite the music teacher. She must have been bipolar as hell, And she told me, she said, "Rhonda, you have to feel. You have to touch these keys in a way where you start to hear what's inside of you." She changed my life with that. But my grandmother, who was also very, very German and very accurate, I don't know if she felt. I know she felt grief when she painted, because she painted porcelain, and she could get as far as 60 firings and something would break. So there was a lot of grief involved in the art she chose. But here's how I found out that you need to have emotion when you're drawing. One night I don't sleep much when these things are going on, like a couple hours a night maybe. And it's not fun, and I'm not having a good time, and I'm not drinking, and I'm not smoking, and it's not a party. It's awful. I'll just be honest with you. It's awful. It's always been awful. Anyway, one night I pulled this book up that Allison had given me, and this was all in black and white, and I just chose, it was pretty dark, and I chose 4 colors, and I went, I don't care where they are, I'm just going to do this. And I'm pressing so hard that you can see the texture on the other side of this very thick paper.
I wonder if I hold it up close enough. I
can see it here. I don't know, but it's crazy. I was pushing really hard. But
it has texture.
It has texture. And so I started just doing that. I would just draw at night to get emotion out. And what I started finding out is that something would bubble up about and I would find
drew it
out
for dog.
what I was feeling. My dog died.
It is like photographically accurate.
And it actually is. And I worked on this for a day, and when it finally gave me peace, it's when I got the eyes right. And this has helped me so much.
It has
helped me so much because when I'm feeling a lot of grief, I open this up and I look and I go, she's right here with me.
We need to do an on-air moment of silence for Stinky because she was on here.
Oh, that's right. That's Stella, the little chihuahua that we had in our earlier shows.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
She now is a front yard fairy.
Yeah,
Miranda.
we buried her in the fairy circle in the front yard. So she'd have the mushrooms for company underground, and we put a big cement bird bath on top so that the local critters couldn't dig her up. and also so that she'd always have music above her, So I went out and put water in it yesterday, and I go out and I tap it every day before I leave. I go over and I say, "Hi, Stinky," because that was her nickname. I called her Stinky. But anyway, that's something I found out is that drawing gives me a big emotional release.
Yes.
And so
that's also
that's what humans do. That's what humans do.
That is humanity. We don't heal to be healed forever.
No.
We heal to get wounded again, and then to heal, and then to get wounded again, and then to heal. That is how we are. That's what makes us creative beings, and what makes us alive.
And we are all artistic. That's the kind of animal we are.
Yes.
That's what we are.
So with Pluto and Aquarius and technology and AI and all the art you can definitely use the tools, but humanity is not going to be replaced by artificial intelligence.
No, it can't be, because I have a lot of photographs of Stella, but they make me cry. The one that gives me faith in daily life is the one that was drawn with the energy of love.
Yes.
No. And so, okay, I didn't do my part yet. That's what I wanted to say is, when it's like this, if you are having trouble with aspects that are going on, don't push. Do not push.
Surrender.
That's what the particular society we live in is all about. Push, 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 push.
I saw that on a license plate on the way over here.
God,
it
I
just
believe
said
it.
push, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. The only definition of push that I think could be applicable now is a woman I met in Dallas who was she had been a security guard. She was starting her own security guard company, and she said, she goes, "You ever heard the term push?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Pray until something happens."
I like that.
And that's the best use of your time during times like these.
It caused me to push the record button today because we were just chatting and getting together to discuss the aspects, and I was like, it's time to come back. Let's record again.
So tone, you don't have to do anything fancy. Set your phone for 5 minutes and tone for 5 minutes.
Explain toning.
I'll do it in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to do it. This is such a simple thing to do. You can do it in the grocery line. You can do it in the car. You can get your kids to do it with you. You can do it all the time. What it does is it stimulates the vagus nerve all up and down the body, which has a lot to do with how our immune system is functioning and our minds and everything. It helps keep everything moving. The lymphatic system does. And during times of stress, you really want to be taking care of that. And this is the easiest way, in my opinion. So all you have to do to tone is, the way I'd suggest doing it if you're beginning, is just stick your tongue up against your teeth, because you want to feel the vibration. You want to be aware of the vibration that's going through your whole body. Because in the end, if you do this enough, you'll be able to tone anytime you want to, and you'll feel your whole body vibrating. My husband and I do this in the tub, and we can vibrate the water for each other. It's too funny. So here's all you do. Now you can also make a tone. If any of you know anything about Vedic health system, they believe that the basic vowel sounds all have energy in the universe, and Om is the most basic. And so you can just go oh if you want to. Oh. But when you do this, you want to feel everything vibrate, and it can take a while. People don't tell you that when they're teaching you to meditate. They just tell you, make this sound for 20 minutes. That's how I learned transcendental meditation. Then that's how I did it forever. But it's not as effective.
I'm very bad at following instructions, so I've always had to find my own way to meditate.
Yeah.
And I'm the throat and like my own voice is the last thing I'm coming around to, because I've always been scared of my own voice. But I've even already had this theme today of healing vibrations and frequencies, music. I am clairaudient, so sounds direct me constantly. And
me too.
Just the best thing I think that anybody can do to meditate is just put on one of those nice 528 hertz is my favorite. It's the love frequency. Find any of those soothing, calming, meditative music videos and let it go. You don't have to worry about doing anything. It is the opposite of doing anything.
And if you put a headset on, it's better, because the best ones are done with binaural beats, which means it's going back and forth, which is building fibers across the brain. Also, just listening to classical music will do the same thing for you. You don't have to listen to anything that's...
Or
I mean, we both like them.
Resonate.
You find what you like.
Today, AC/DC.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to classical.
Choice,
I listen to shamanistic. I listen to the Who. Out of Mongolia. I listen to crystal bowls. I listen to metal bowls.
It can be anything.
And I just sit and tone. And I go out in the woods and I tone. But the thing is I think you do need to have it in your body. And so don't hesitate when you're hearing these things. Just tone with them. Just hum with them. Pick one of the tones and just hum.
I think
get it in your body, as kinesthetic as you're able.
There's another new moon in Aquarius. Anchor point is the body. Even the moon signifies the body, both individually and collectively, or the people. As far as the world goes, like peoples of the world, it rules that. So coming back, and that even says in the moon book, it says Aquarius is about inviting your soul back into your body. We have a crisis of disembodiment in the modern world because we are living in our heads. We're disconnected from instinct, from intuition, from faith and surrender. All of yin, feminine sides of our being, women and men alike.
That's the receiving side. You have to learn to receive.
Learn to receive. And that doesn't mean receive everything you want, like the whole manifestation community is.
Yeah.
Like
the best one that I've read was in my Mudra book, and it says that I gratefully receive all that is best for me. I like that.
Which means everything you need.
Yeah, you need.
Not necessarily what you want.
I gratefully receive everything that's good for me. I accept its effects within me, and I release what's spent. I started that at the beginning of Advent this year, and I'm still doing those three. I've changed the mudras I'm doing them with sometimes.
Oh yeah, what's the seashell one? You showed me.
Okay.
It was like this, right? You can make a seashell.
Yeah.
Mudra. Yeah. It's very hard to demonstrate.
You get your there you go.
You wrap
thumb
your
up against your
finger around your thumb,
finger.
And then little conch shell.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. This one is for release. This is a big release one. I do this one a lot. I do this one a lot.
I do just. I love you.
Yeah. I know. People do that all the time, and I think, do they know that this is the release one? I always think that when I see them doing it, because musicians do it all the time now, and I think, do they know that that's what that's for? I don't know.
Mudras are another thing where I just do what feels good. Or,
I have some other ones that I'm doing a lot now too. I just kind of change them. I like mudras. I like acupressure. I do acupressure for myself. I have a lot of allergy issues, and they seem to always coincide with all this kind of mess too. Trees, me and the trees. My dogs and I and the trees.
I think Oklahoma just means
allergies. And so I've got mudras I do for that. There's one that you want to get on the fontanelle of your head, basically the crown chakra, and you can feel it, and especially if there's something going on that you need to pay attention to, it's going to be tender. And then you put your fingers here on your third eye, and I do this for 5 minutes, and just don't think. And when I do that, I do not wake up with sinus in the middle of the night.
We are at 20 minutes, and we should.
Okay, I think we should stop.
Yeah.
I think that was good.
I do
We
want to
did
add.
things. Well, I just, I think toning is good. She said 528 hertz. Me, I'm all over the heart and the chakra the base chakra hurts.
Root,
I
yeah,
need the root chakra. I've spent so much of my life here and here that I'm trying to include the torso now. So it depends on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, experiment.
Yeah.
I am very easily overwhelmed, and when it comes to all the like tips and tricks and techniques and blah blah blah, I get so overwhelmed I can't hear any of them. So it's about exploring your body and what feels good.
Yeah.
Follow what feels good.
Yeah.
Disregard what anybody else might think is weird or looks silly, or if you need to find a private space to experiment with things, do that. But establish your own soul's connection with its body. And with nature, with the outside world.
Get yourself outside in the
Erase
sunshine.
people for a minute. Okay, like Aquarius is the sign of society and peoples, and I think in order to really cohere in a social way, we each have to have that established relationship with our own self and the world, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it. So, good luck getting through Pluto season, 0 degree Pluto season. And just look out for not the burning wood, but like the little shoots, the tender little shoots that are coming up. Happy Year of the Wood Dragon.
Yeah, and just take good care of yourself. Lay low.
Peace out.